It's page 1 of the yellow book, page 1. Dala dawa chepe dra, nupa chepe ge, tapa dan tamche kembe badu, jupa chepa tamche kitso chepe, manam kadan yambe semje tamje dewa dan den, duga dan ran yudulana mepaya. In English twice. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood.
De jeda sangma je bardo lunga ye zange wala go mai ke bardo lunga ye zange wala go de reng ne zong de nyama sa da sam je bar lunga ye zange wala
ko. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind.
Sanje Judan Soje Jonan La Chanjo Barda Dana Josanje Dage Jasoje Bezonanje Lola Benzer Sanje
In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings obtain the happiness of the Buddha fields. To the lamas who possess the Trikayas, I offer the outer, inner, and secret offerings with my body, wealth, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization.
Om Guru Devandayag Rena Mandrala Vadeza So Sansarvadan Chuje Yavada Gizayaran Gagan Zova Geva Junze Dage Jezab Tamje
Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate.
Semjen Amje Sambada Loye Zeda Jenarva Chejo Domo Devaye
Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings.
Dada Simje Tamje Lo Chusun Do Vara Shinje Labdo Soro Chu Lamdo Do Vara Shinje Labdo Lam Truba Se Vara Shinje Labdo Soro Truba Yeshizun Cha Vara Shinje Labdo Dada Simje Tamje Lo Chusun Do Vara Shinje Labdo Soro Chu Lamdo Do Vara Shinje Labdo Lam Truba Savara Shenye Labdo Solo Truba Yehe San Chawara Shenye Labdo Solo Dada Semye Tamye Dawara Shenye Lam Chu Lam Don Dawara Shenye Labdo Solo Lam Truba Savara Shenye Lada Truba Yehe San Chawara Shenye Labdo So Chuda Chujan Nelo Manor Wara Chicken Zine Chambe Yishi Rosso Yela Gonge Badra Rigwe Dorje Xiaolang Gechan Tara Pandin Tawe Lama Rumboche Dage Chewara Pende Denyun Gadin Chamber Gone Jezon De Gosong Toje Ngordo Zado Lenjanama Samala Ado Delix and Huatan, Nafata Yamba Samje Tamje, Lana Mepa Yanta Bazo, Sanjake Komata Barcha, the day chat to Tambe Chusamo Show, Yambeke, Kono Chanjum Chodo, to Jen Senonans, then the Yer Chus and get the Dropic Capsula, ta Yeno Yedan Jeba Bang Yempe Yedan Jeba Dubeke Tapienda Watch Zone, then Jawa Dogu Sanji Jomden Deke, Tambo Chanchumacho, to Jebani Zonte, Tara Gombar Zobar, Sam Majek Patola, then Che Tato, then Pama Ponsum Sopa, Jetato Pawatang. Talk about Ponsum Soba, Jetta to talk about town. Then Tato Tanyela Mendep, young Elendep, combine Jetta to topic through Tella, Tangananto, Penda what you done, turning on the Taneta, Jig, Shirt, Duplicate, Tapshi. Tangananto like you Marik Palatine, Kowa Toma Mepane, Tama Tandala took a padola. Tene nyom momba doja hitan temo ngajate tene yongi pare yopeki yosela tene koan ta me pane ta tatu ngone thane kowa thoma me pane tene ngone ke ta nyembo ndabo suri yendo ten masa pandabo ji na tha me pandabo ji yembe ke ngejin ndabo ji re tene te rete ina ya ta thari ke kapsula pe na ta senje number thama sosyu ke leg debo ndabo ji la tene tene honsa ke sonam pat me pa ji hond song te song ke jumsen la tene tene ngone thane ke thande ke luten de ta khatan shubata do la ngonti yune sutum le ke me songari te yindu kapsala sutum yanta ba songala tene 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 to yumbe luten de te yan luten chebar jin dabo jire mate jeke luten sambo mare luten sambo senge te pe thable labore kala yena ya pe na thobju dabo yoware de te tabo main pa tat tan khatan kondo shubata to tajin jojo te sambo ke mulu Rinpoche senge te ta kana sala thobare thopa samdo maze ba jeke tan debe ke thurap ta lo ni ja ke kon da bo ja le sa pe ke kon da bo chi na ye ta yo ro ke ja kap pyo ke ja kap se na yo ro ke ja kap se na yo ro ton da ka re yin na yo ro de de ke na la chi ye tan ke san je ke tem ba de se ta te ta yo ba yin na yang ha chang ke te ni lojun dabo tang nesru kanje ke thene yenaya ngone thane mishepe te so dabo jiri te rete yenaya ta sosyo ke honsa ke sonam ke joche ta yawa koma samje ke thukye ke mwalam ta dhula pape ke jumsen la tene ta ngana so thari ke thukab ke ta kansa yonsu zopa thamche de la ye ngone thane ki chu yang tabaji dupe ke lo chancho ke sem yang tabaji kebe ke lo tene jebo tamba yang tabaji soso ke gebe shinye la tene ta nyamne zo ke yena tene te thamche chang to tewa shembe ke gone yesu zongwan tepe ke tene kora cham nyingji chancho ke sem chebar de mabe tuge de dembe tukap sum da bochita keyo bare deke junsen la tene ta kona chuge dem da wo yina ya koma ngenzo tangbo ta chige la lebaka tende da bochila yina te chujang thomba nambo chege bo re ni de da wo tende tang o ten na jeng chig nambe ke bo ngare la choyo de bandabo ngare la da manda de bandabo tende re ni de da bo chi ma to yo mari e ma se pa ke ta khora dem da bo chi ina ya combo lojun da bo chi ina ya combo da bo chi re de be ke to kam da bo re ta thande ke tso da bo chi ina kona lama re king be yendo song be tem da wo ina ta kona shira ke mangbo tang ta namba yong do ke de dam yuan da wo ina ne one thane ke jara mangbo tene one thane america ke tefa chering chese ke nana ta sonjum me ba tan me king ke tiram da wo chi lo tho yo ba de to pa song da ma de ta jawa do bu sanje ke song be ke kanjur dabo china ya ngosala ta chijeke kona kei thola tenga jur saba yori ta tando ina ya tene ngone tane tanda zongsan chense ki tukje pholam chepat phapge thoda ta ga jang kama bachudu jubdin paki ta tela support shukhyam bonang yobanda tende ki josen la ten ngone tane depeke kapsala lasam number tapeke gone jurjabe ke te mangbo yorete ta ina ya thura rembe kendo dobe ke kapsala soma number ina ya ta choki nyamne ke te ni ina ya rong tene ngone thane ki choki lobjong ke te ni ina ya rong Chuseyang Kone Competent Doat, Yamnaya Kone Competent Doat. Lama number Yenayanta, Nomeki gave you time, Soseke Kare, Yambatamato Shada, Gongi or Marete, that invasion to Koki Jawa, Jayong Wiki Capsula, then it Jawan Zembeke, Choke Tubuka number Yenaya, Gono Chuada, Herab Chewata, then it cake number na Sopala, Yansong, Portuchon, Zayong Jumsen Latane, Gone Tanege, Topeke, Yontin, some the Mazeba Jigge, Jigge Yontente, then Nicona, Google Pronounces on the Main Pachek, Gone Tanege, Chijeke, and Dominic Tola Yenayang, then Gone Sabo Chene, Tonsor, Mosalaya, Dodo Daboja, Toya Yobanda Chene. Kona sung tongkenge te so da wo je la to wa de tene te hyan do ne ja sonam chewa tang tene to kap hyan do ne ja zang bo je ge ngana so la ko kap chebar to pha ba je thaw yo wa de is.
Good morning, everyone. Please listen with the motivation of bodhicitta, which in this case is the thought that all beings throughout space must achieve perfect Buddhahood, and that it is in order to bring that about that you will listen to and practice the Dharma. The starting point of our Dharma practice has to be the abstention from all that is harmful to others, together with the basis of such harm. And then on top of that, the active engagement in all that is beneficial to others, as well as the cultivation of everything that could become a basis for such benefit. And on that basis, we seek to emulate the Buddha, starting with the way he first generated bodhicitta at the beginning of his path, and continuing with the entire process he went through of transcending or abandoning everything that is to be transcended, realizing everything that is to be realized, which finally led to his achievement of the perfect nirvana of Buddhahood, which transcends the extreme not only of samsara, but also of one-sided stasis in nirvana. So this is what we seek to do. What we are dealing with in our effort is our own ignorance. Because ignorance is beginningless, samsara is beginningless. And therefore, throughout beginningless samsara, we have definitely accumulated quite a full supply of attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, and apathy. None of us seem to lack any of these kleshas. Because samsara is beginningless, because ignorance and the kleshas born of ignorance are therefore also beginningless, unless we apply the remedies to these kleshas and to ignorance, they will also, and samsara will also, be endless. Nevertheless, in the midst of this situation, we are extremely fortunate. As a result of our previous actions, we have been born as human beings. We can infer from our having been born as human beings that in previous lives we have cultivated moral discipline. Because the only possible karmic cause of higher rebirth, including human birth, is consciously adopted and properly observed personal moral discipline. Among human beings, we have not only achieved a human birth per se, but something more. We have achieved a certain type of human existence that possesses, as we spoke of yesterday, eightfold freedom and 10 resources. And not only that, but in this time and this place, we have a full, ready, even easy access to Buddhadharma in all its forms. Were we living 200 or even 100 years ago in this country, this would not be the case. In those times, in the Americas, Europe, and other non-Asian continents, well, Buddhism was not entirely unknown or unheard of. There were, practically speaking, no actual resources enabling one to really study or practice it. But the confluence of certain circumstances has changed that. From one point of view, because of the ripening aspirations of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and from another point of view, because of the ripening merit of beings, interest has arisen in these continents, in the Buddhadharma, and that has steadily led to an ever-increasing presence of teachers and other resources. In fact, if I compare the situation now to what it was in the early 1970s, when I first came here, it's entirely different. To look at one aspect of that, available literature, in the early 1970s, the only books you could find on Tibetan Buddhism in particular were a couple of books written by the 11th Trungpa Rinpoche, and then some other books that were pretty fishy. Nowadays, there are innumerable books available representing every aspect and every subdivision of every Buddhist tradition. And you don't have to go to specialty spiritual bookstores. You can find them in any of the bookstore chains that have
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble. Any of the bookstore chains that have not yet been eradicated by the internet. A lot more than that, however, is occurring. Right now, the translated words of the Buddha, the Kanjur, the Tibetan canon, is being translated bit by bit through the vision and support primarily of Dzongsa Chense Rinpoche, and with the support of many other masters, including His Holiness the 17th Karmapa. So this is a great time for study and practice of Dharma. In terms of teachers, in the past, most of the Asian Buddhist teachers who came to this country only spoke their mother tongue and could only communicate with Western students via the translators. Nowadays, this is changing because as we die off and are reborn, we, in our next lives, we seem to all become multilingual and can speak English and French and Spanish and other Western languages ourselves obviating the need for the now themselves aging body of translators. So whereas in the past we were really like mutes trying to communicate the taste of sugar, now people are left with something they can take home, because the newer generation of teachers can communicate directly with students.
Tene ta te tam da manze bache ke ta shuya chik la ta tene khata te chenge gombam te do songaris nam ta te do sawaris
So gurbam da nam ta niga gurbam
ngor te khoyor wa te do sawaris ta tene hingani ke terma res khare lavla re te ore
So I need to warn you about something, that we finished our topic, the song, which I was assigned to teach yesterday, which means that whatever I say and Yeshe translates today is going to be just something we come up with on the spot. So it could be anything, I should warn you.
Tene ta te tam da manze bache ke tene ta tyen hingme ke kap re se yo re tene tyen hingme ke kap yin jo yin ngeba re te ngana da wa che na ta khona tyen hingwa sama khare yin na ya go byo de men da wa ji yo re ngana te ke tene ja hi ma hi ban da wa chi do te khare do se na ta jere dambal khasa kala sanje ke temba te ya dharte ki yori me ganga te kora che thona cher ndo yori lawjong cher zo nyamne kare thosab da bu zo te kam da bu jela tho yore te ta te sam do ma te bo khanchen ki jon da bu che na de pe ke kap sala te ta mar bu ke ringlo la te ne kora temba yonsu zoba tamje de mewa cha gomba dan dabo jina ya tonda samsa ji higwa de sewanda wata tende ke thonda ta tensa gedu ke desena ya ro one tane ta che pote sena ya ro osong to de khare yena ya chama te ta je jing robe ke tukam da wote one ke temben tan na wo la thokbe ke tukam da wo tene chongwa de te ina ya cher ta tungen hima metran ba te sanga temba metran bal sen ta ngulur bo che ke thuje malam chepar tum phapa ji ngone ke yobare ta po anjen ke jongge ta hlachik te ngone ga phapa chene se de ena ya chene se tang opa me tang Guru Rinpoche Tando Nam Yere Meba Shadari Mato Cheke Hla Chek Samlo Tawa Yena Chek Tela Mandu Pandavo Tang Chek Samlo Tawa Yena Chek Tela Mandu Pandavo Tawa Yena Yomari Ta Tek Nane Chang Ta Khazan Shubata Dori Sangha Ke Temba Tela Cha Yaba Yena Mune Tane Guru Pema Jonete Ta Kora De Mao Tata Tusumna Chum Manyo Andavo Chek Mese ke sangha ke temba dabo che la tena tene khar thamayo wata mao wala meta wata tate ke thiram dela ngone thane ke thuke chepat phap ke nusal tene chwa dabo sende ke pena song mambo yore ta khantar kha yena mena pho khanchen ke jon dabo che la yena debe ke kapsala seran depon gadi se de kapsala ta desa chemo som sene tene kora sera la sumdong sumja ga sera depon la ngatong ngabja margo sera hodido ga mare gaten sumdong sumja sera la ngatong ngabja depon la tondo donja se de ta tondo pe masipe chembo yemba thama yamsen che go dabo ta yenda denza chebar papa mangbo yore te ina ya ta don't have it, either the night, object to Jandabuki, then Santa Borede. Then double yard that, and then Kazang sets out and Yaching, only get that, Koran, dancer, Chugan to the Sam of Town, Yena, Rela, Koran, don't have Sumjo, don't have Nesho, don't have Jonga, then they were double. That's him, Massive, but Kani, there were Yena, Desa Tamji Yena, only compendova. Here that the Dubra Yena, only compendova. Goes on totally and double Yena, Tape. One compendone, Pure Kanching, John, Zubek, goes on to think Manding, then cut a Nepalin in Ayanta, never link it up, Zowatam Jake, Donkey, Mevandabo, Cat Samati, Pert Pebdo and about the naked took up Davajilla took over it. They into Kapsala on it and Tundola, Deva, Yena, Tandayan, then the big, na, tat, ne debatang, then but tat debatang. Gendu de Yukata, Yubaton the Maze Pagata, told some head up Jun Majepa, and the Nedeva, and then about Jiggy, took up Chebarji, Davo Jiggy, Kuso Davojilla, and answer, you have a zone Davojin those.
They say that this time is an age of degeneration. And I suppose in some respects that's very true. But at the same time, I find myself a little bit confused about this idea. Because if we look at it from a Buddhist point of view, and it is in the Buddhist tradition that this age is called an age of degeneration, look at the facts. Buddhadharma has spread all over the world. Interest in it is steadily increasing. Actual practice of Buddhadharma, especially intensive practice of it, is increasing. Even if we think of Tibet alone, of course, during the 1960s and 70s, during the Cultural Revolution and afterwards, it seemed like Tibetan Buddhism had been destroyed forever in its homeland. More than 3,000 monasteries were demolished. The Sangha was either killed or forced to disrobe. Books were burnt or otherwise destroyed. Statues were turned into bullets and so on. So it seemed like it was the end. However, Guru Rinpoche made a prediction. He said, when the degenerate age reaches its worst phase, when degeneracy blazes like fire, the teachings of the Vajrayana will blaze like fire as well. We see a revival of Buddhism in Tibet, unlike anything we imagined could be possible back in the 60s or 70s. Now, it's always been said that the single deity, the most important Buddhist deity for all of Tibet, is the Bodhisattva Avalokita. But we have to remember that the Buddha Amitabha, the Bodhisattva Avalokita, and Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava, are in fact the same thing. Each of them includes the other two. Each of them is all-inclusive. Especially in the context of the Vajrayana, we regard Guru Rinpoche as the principal propagator of the Vajrayana tradition, just as Buddha Shakyamuni was the source of the sutras. If we compare the present to the past, in Tibet, the largest Dharma communities were the three great seats of central Tibet, Sera, Ganden, and Drikung monasteries. Ganden had, it said, at its peak, 3,300 monks, Sera, 5,500, and Drikung 7,700. And at the time, we considered this amazing, that there could be monastic communities of such size, let alone 3 of them. And of course, there were many other monasteries of various traditions, some of them as large as having 1,000 or 2,000 monks or nuns. And then there were many that had hundreds and so on. But this is nothing compared to what we find nowadays. Nowadays, in the Tibetan part of the province of Sichuan, we find, for example, 2 Dharma communities called Serta and Yachen, in each of which there is the steady presence of between 20,000 and 30,000 monastics, plus much larger communities of lay visitors, associated lay people who live there, and so on. There are now more retreat facilities and more colleges growing up in such places and other monasteries than there ever were in the past. More intensive practice. It's gotten to the point where if you try to order a statue from Nepal, you can't get one because all the Nepali statue makers have moved to Tibet because there's so much demand for high quality Dharma images in Tibet. So whereas 50 years ago we may have thought that Tibetan Buddhism as we knew it was over, it's far from over. It's actually blazing, and especially living traditions of authentic and intensive study and practice are burgeoning like never before.
Ota tinden da wojege chukap jilla thog the yori pe masebag sonam chembu chukap thog yori yana yang jawa dog sanji chomnen de kare son yori sena gelon ta sheban de segen doje ne tom be temba yang jegwan yona ji cher sondo ta thwa de me duban meje sen ta soso topic dog nala tendechen song yo bade te yendo kapsula a jawa dog sanji chomden de temba danda wo ji na ya cha ne yik som ke thamanda wo de la ta ngone tane ke rahin ke ta tembe ke thanda wo ji do do ju yo de ma do ji ke ta ane aya re jo me ba jese nomne da bo je tende yo ma de sanje ke ka te yo re te yendo kapsula mata pa sinkente khora tende sha ju yo re mata pa tha nyewo le sha ju yo re remo le sha ju yo re tene ngone tom temba yen ya pe na ta yawa dobo sanje chomnen de ke ngone ta ne senda peje da dembe ke konda bo te yen ya tene durja tanze je nam dor de be ke tan la tene ngone ta ne nyangil de be ke so tembar de yo bare te yendo kapsula ta ngaran so da bo la yuba me ba kane yo ende yuwa yo pe ke pe na kora ta kora lu da bo je de yo de te yendo kapsula ta tanda konsum so pa zam de be ke kap de la to hyo ma chung wa da chö nyam so len to pa chö lob yong zo to pa chö lob yong zo to pa ma to ma ze nyam so len to pa yewo tamba chebar je ten to pa zo ya de da ge da kara chimbu to so la to de yo wa re jon sen tela ten ta khona nober rang ge la pa le yo be ke kap so la pen na ten la pa tomba la lo ma go ba da wo ji zo to ba de pe ma se pe kar chimbo tanjor cho je ta de me lu de mo chen de la Ningbo lamba. Then Debo Monetani, ranking Ikal, Pende Laname, but drop to Batindating. Young Yabati, Simjin, Rerik, Simjula, Sanja Topper Chepeki, Joy Yobate, or a Jata Jata Bagibati, Detabote, Range, sondu herap tene ngone tane tepa bugula sopuga lamni tene rembe la tene topje yimbale yin sochega sosala te mugawa dabote ngone tane ngibachi rede yore ta te yindu kapsala ta tanda lapa lamna hyupa kapsala karche hyo dabote kandi sena tene lama tenyo te hiraki karche mori kare chena lama tenyo te karche mori sena tene ngone tane ge tu sumge sanje tamje jang akora lama tala tene jong sen songyo wari ngone tane te yindu kapsala ta tu sumge sanje pese yonsi zobate lama tala tene tene rebekendo jongo gu yori yonse tela tene ta ngaran sunda wachi yina lama la tene tatoken devo te top gu yori mato jike sosu ki jik takjin da wachi ta sende ki go ni ta jik ro ten rogo re te yina ya kaka sa jik sosu ki sherab jike to ro yona ti se da wachi mato ngone tane ke tene 타기 트바 예다 타베게 넬로 소견도 떡베게 tene 거란 혈압데 혈압 넘버는 예베 혈압 마도 매비 윤센라 tene 단 로트바 현도 내게 까보래 디요리 되게 윤센라 tene tene 오네 다 뇽도 요지 폰섬 소바데 데베 제우다 바테 되게 다 동아 맹아라서베 쥐양 타바데 소리 견도라 랑 de lama gisen la ten ta socio ke hera we chane ta do zobu chan chu la na me pa topic ke ton do la den me ba chebar jin so to ba ta den nyin je ke chane ta kora simje thomje pen de la na me be kompana ko topic ke ta de ta we ke do hi ta de ta ba chongne tene rembe yendo la namchin la na me kompan de top go yore ta ti kokap chebar jinde shuzo mando wa ji la ke karchim bore de yore
Unfortunately, however, this situation, these circumstances, will not last forever. The Buddha once said, monks, in the future there will come a time when the insight of the Sangha will fade, its discipline will vanish, and the Dharma will cease to exist in this world. Like everything else, the presence of the Buddha's teaching in this world, in any world, is impermanent. It is affected by the same types of impermanence that affect everything else. A long-term impermanence, which means that whatever seems to exist will eventually cease to seem to exist. And short-term impermanence, which means that moment after moment, everything is changing. Even the Buddha's body, perfect, adorned with the 32 marks and 80 signs of physical perfection, apparently ageless and unchanging, nevertheless appeared to die and pass into parinirvana. So, while Dharma is so readily available to us, flourishing so widely nowadays, we have to take advantage of it. We have to study and practice it now, in this life, because it may not continue to be present in this world for very much longer. If we leave this life, having had this chance and having wasted it, we will be like someone who had the most precious jewel in the world in the palm of their hand, but dropped it and left their life with empty hands. So we need to make this precious opportunity that we enjoy fruitful. We certainly have the capacity to do so, because like every other being, we possess innately the inherent capacity for perfect awakening, for Buddhahood. That is a 100% certainty. But whether or not we use this capacity to its fullest extent, or indeed to any extent, depends upon our diligence as individuals. No one else can traverse the path for us. We have to do it through our own diligence. At the same time, however, while our achievement of awakening or any progress on the path depends primarily on our diligence, we also cannot traverse the path alone and unguided. The most important element in our path is correct reliance upon an authentic and qualified guru. It is said, all Buddhas of the 3 times come from the guru. They all had gurus. We cannot hope to traverse the path as some sort of unguided exploration on our own. We do need to rely upon our own intelligence, as we do upon our own diligence. But our intelligence, and indeed our diligence, must be guided correctly and effectively. Otherwise, our intelligence will on its own not come to discover the nature of things, which is beyond all embellishments, all elaborations, and all concepts. But if correctly guided, our intelligence has the capacity to make that discovery, to reach awakening, and its natural attendant compassion has the capacity to thereafter bring about the liberation of beings. So in short, we have a tremendous chance, a tremendous opportunity in this life. We must not waste it.
Samlo Tandanda, Sendek Penna ta Kora, say Jadanda was so marvel.
Lasso.
Tendek Tony in a Nanake Kukurpe Masibi Chamboyos. Ngone Tanegeta Sanje Topeki Yonte, on the Churbateta, Jatamato to your Mari Mato. Yetang make a head up the Tony, so much in now. That number Sanje be church the Tanyeho. Deva Chekon Davo the Trenkata, Tendek but then the younger those. Ben a Gaba Hammond Davo in a Tangarana, keep a mistake in Yamyonda, what you hear, you know. That Tambo, Rick Dorje, New York Pep, New York Pep, that New York, that take a kind of museum, natural history museum. The La Pen, Penatriums, and that the music and what? Tanjanal Pepe Capsula, Logi here Capsula, Ta in the Karma in the Mendekama Mende, Ye Baza, the Damanda, Race and Chita, Gikoran, his story in Davochi Mato Chege. Then Haja Gatan, that the day I'm saying Chambochi here, so summer Davoch, Kita making Davoch in those. That take Ye Lapena. Ta lo pache nyeko san do mento tende chigi kapla ta ngarang tha chigi lep song te lepe ke kam dabo chi ina o tene ta loju de cha sama jirwa tepne o ta nongka le ya tene karma jata da tongta chen yore ti karma jata da tongta yong se so pa tamje de so te tene kora ta kona dumpling dabo ta kona ling hema cha yore te tamche de cha ne jik tong ke rang ke yore te ma se ba je ke jamsa chembe ke nan te ne jawa tam ba tha mang bo yore te kona ling dabo de te la cha ne jik tong yore se ne te ne pe ma se pa te ta nang be ke khata ni bo da ji te de chen ne pe na ta lamkin dabo je re te do te hindu ka sala Nang bege Koran labate Kanasena, Nento Namba Sanja Pagi, that Jason Yubatang, that Jevo Tabatam Himago, on a Tanegi, Tojuka Yonting on the Churvik Tony, gong yung bege de da koran churis ngenzo jinjuk so dabo ji nyam san lenkin dabo ji ina da sanje konde ge sombe ge lam tambe chute la tene flop jong so yung be kap so la so se herap tik se yo bege Drebo ke tene kita so cek da mandawa tele chepa pa wa ta kan hi thongken da bo te ngone ke nelo to thapa mene kan ne ta ganga yansen go hi thapa da wo ji yo te ganga te sanje ke songbe ki chö ke nang ke information da wo ji cha san cha di yo ma to so su ki nyam nyong lambe ke information da wo cha yo ma ri ta tanda senik pa tondo ina ngone ke durde da rikpa da kandi ke ko ta ki tang yo na ngone sozi sene ki rikpeto ne xe yungwa indu yamde xe go wandawo tende yungu yore la pe masi pe nangpa sanje pe chuda kata nye wandawo jiga tende laptop degi do.
Dambo the museum the Pepe House the ne yatsen ma cheken the Yijinobore Rinpoche nikare.
Ngana,
Rinpoche.
ngana.
Ore.
Ekora zanda nda ki mingtang
Ore.
kong nambe lagin tongo di ki soda tonda nao mado hirai kila tayamdo.
Ulasa. I greatly respect the scientific method because I think that while science alone cannot lead to Buddhahood, the scientific view and the understanding and application of a scientific method is probably the closest thing to Dharma that exists in the mundane sphere in this world. When the 16th Jawang Karmapa, Rangjurik Dorje, first visited New York City, he was brought, and I with him, to the Museum of Natural History there. And we were shown all sorts of exhibits and all sorts of displays, including things concerned with astronomy, different sorts of stars, the names of stars, and different sorts of historical things like that. And the initial presentation was, while it was interesting, I was not particularly amazed by it. But when I returned 20 years later, I discovered that their whole presentation of the life of a star and the nature of the universe and the nature of galaxies and the way the universe works and so on had in those 20 years become much, much closer to what we find in the Buddha's teachings. And it was the first time that I became aware of the fact that as science continues, it becomes more and more like what the Buddha taught about the nature of the external world, such as the arising, duration, cessation of universes and galaxies within them, and so on. Of course, I need not say that holy beings who are perfectly trained in Buddhadharma and have realization can speak with authority about such matters. But even those of us who merely regard ourselves as their followers, who may not possess realization, but have some learning about Buddhadharma, have access to information in the Buddha's teachings that gives us an insight into the way reality functions that we find really nowhere else except in the physical sphere, in terms of the structure of matter and so on, within cutting-edge science.
Tane nangbe chute ngade keten ngone chulu khero re ngone tane ki yor chek la tane yapa to bugi che dekhenge ta khora lukso ji khero re sambata bundu he yore tente mare namba sanje page sanje jamnen de ki chute sema sikye dar ser yen sen son yo ware te yendu kapsala sema rikpe ko ne ten la pap tene rembe yendo la ta kona tambo tobe herab ko ne dondo ji ado sambe herab ko ne ten la pap tar gobe herab to di tene ten la papa tong to la ya yabata bo maimba ta tar gombe herab to ne ngoso la sosuke then Samla Jan Nello Chetabe Yehite, one the Chotok Padula, Rosa Yobik Penata, Kora University Nani, Chimbi Chimboda, Monetan Korata, Kora, a Yotanchung Davo, the Yotomato, Chulo Jega Aten, Della Japs and Roko Great, and can I also double someone dig the Yori, thinking about it. That's how in the bodies. Sanji John the Konike, a son Yori, Galon Tak of K Namje, Lepartala Naika, Siki Darva Sergento, Kubar Kango, Kubarchai.
Longwajai,
Coupe means so. Longwajai coupe means that the next song you are the thing in the Capsula. Sigi double said again the song because of that sending the Jasamanda Voyori. Sanjay Jomne de Kaji Yinaya, that said the Tango Mela Sa, then it J, then it darts the day and all that, the 24% that and so a redo send a pen that said I get tangy hakoko yori, or they yandola tag galon yenayano, keba yenayano, yons dopa tamjig, sigi darby said that the Latin is handy jumlin dege, then gate, kebatan, sebatan, somebody subject Tony, tatok dodo dawaji, jane, then ten pumney, then Repicaton, ten upon and tar, on the tanega, similar to batches on the day younger yori. They in the Kausala, on the Tanegi, University, Hembuk Benatan, Torem choosing the watching. Read the yard mother, the guy, Chuluk, Yavanda was in the Rio Mari. You say tell a ten, that telling Kasa, Kijeki University, that in an American University, Dabochi Yenaya. Kasa kala oneri kone chuke pena ta class top yobata chuke tone ta doctor inayari oneta ne master degree inayari tende chene chuju yoba chene tende chene duwas yoba sound masya bachikita nganjing pomanda bochi inayata ni pomondinga chime inaya ta master gi degree Chicago University in the top Tando Yinaya Montuni, that Tobia Kislobjon Sogo, the Gangati, that Kora Tobia de, then that Chuluk Dirikiton, Tobjut in the Sogo, the thing that Downing Yons of University Tamjik Nanaya, that Kukota Yanda Yonda, what you tend the radio, the thing, the castle, tending, Senek than Tomba. Then the Yonti, that Jacob Tamjela Kadej, Chod Yuba, Slavia Yoba Yanaya. Tondo tang tomandabo in the radio. You said tell a ten, take cheers and a tebamugu kiru, lam song song, my impatawa jiggy. One at Tanegata, you on thing, choosing 13 you got on that, or a subjugitana, and rotting your days.
Many people say that Buddhism is a religion, that it is one of the world's surviving great religions. And the basis for saying that Buddhism is a religion is that they claim that Buddhism is a faith. Buddhism is defined as a faith because the point of Buddhism, they say, is to have faith in a specific person, the Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, and therefore to have faith in what he said. So according to this definition of religion, a religion is defined as the acceptance of the founder of that religion as authoritative, above and beyond all others, and therefore the acceptance of what he or she is supposed to have said as authoritative, which must be accepted on faith. And if we define religion that way, as the uncritical acceptance of statements ascribed to a specific person as a matter of faith, then Buddhism is definitely not a religion, if that is our definition. because one of the statements attributed to the Buddha, in fact several, but most famously one of the statements attributed to the Buddha, specifically says that we are not supposed to take any statements attributed to the Buddha on faith. In the Buddhist tradition, we regard all statements of what the Buddha supposedly said as, to some extent, hearsay. And we are supposed to be critical, not in the sense of taking an attitude of skepticism, but one of open-minded, what in the Abrahamic religions is nowadays referred to as critical theology. The most famous statement attributed to the Buddha, and of course we have to subject this statement to the same criticism we would any other, but we'll start with this statement since it opens the door to such criticism. The most famous statement attributed to the Buddha about this is, monks and other wise people only accept words attributed to me as you would the most rigorously tested gold, and never out of mere respect. So in other words, if we treat the Buddha's purported words as authoritative out of respect, we are disrespecting the Buddha. Now, what was his image of as you would rigorously tested gold? When you buy any significant amount of gold, you first subject it to chemical testing to determine whether it is 24-karat gold or something less. There are different ways that you can do this testing. In the Buddha's time, it was done through melting the gold. Nowadays, we have other ways to do it. But in any case, you don't simply take it on the word of the merchant that it's pure gold. So from the very beginning, the Buddhist tradition has been very supportive of internal criticism and analysis and discussion, or we could even say dispute. I think based on what I know now, largely because my three daughters have all graduated from university. The middle one, Chime, also has a master's degree in comparative religion from the University of Chicago. I think because of what I've learned from my daughters of the methods employed in university research and especially graduate research, that in fact the Buddhist approach to studying and practicing Buddhism is more like the approach taken in a modern university than it is like what we regard as the approach taken by conventional religion, where religion is basically where you're handed on faith a prescription of lifestyle and praxis and expected to implement it in order to imitate someone else's discovery. So I think the Buddhist way, if we define religion in that way, then we could not say that Buddhism is really a religion at all.
대 마도 제게 펜바다 대백이 주로 지 용신이나 내갑단 타토게 펜바다 대와 간대지 되게 연나야 오늘 대바다 그걸상 근데 코나 대답이 주로 됐더니 코나 semjen게 돈돌라 다베게 만남다 가와다고 때는 거나는 유 요거베 조세 가레르세나 다 참에 림보체게 송요 바리 yenji gewa cheba tebese ela thado migi sembang yin gabe jesu yerang de sonam nyamdo tobarso de cher phakpan namda sojeje gewa khandup kon yerang sen songyo wari ten ngone tege ye dohen dabote khase yenaya tene kor otop batop tanken daboji de yindu kauslo ngone ge 단 담벌링 semje samjela pembata dewa tenge ki sholo yena samala kukortang yun rimdo semje ke tondala neka pembata tato ki pende ka tunge kare yena ne tope ki onum daboji chene ta gawe yesu yerangken daboji yin te yena yang ta jawa zogbo sanje jamden dege yani yang tape ke 제다 제지게 이식원도 전에 타도게 다 맨에 냥엘인데 베게 컴팡 톱니 추크 ngoone 다 랑싱게 다 챵베게 용된다 보데 코라 예데 다 코라 샘징게 돈들라 다 코라 낭 세고 이나야로 장바다 인제 쳇바도 파베 거디 샘지게 돈도로 성용화 세고 이나야로 다 대답이 쳇텔라 쳇발라나메 바요리 이나 만다와게 쳇발 쳔보요리 에나다 드랍 인데게 갑라 상마케 데네 코라 메이나야로 라마 넘바 이나야로 데네 데나 예게 코로 롬베게 뽐보 이나야로 상매게 소소야 간서로 범못 잡라지 한다고 근데 그 코라 저소다고 jel라 가나서 토요래 되나야 오네게 근데 답게 다 잡다 답게 섬는 손은 가능이 휴자 같은데 가야매 가래 쟤는 가능 휴자 같은데 이랬나 제 레고도지게 다속 잠바도 이제 제바도 파베게 고네 눕쇼기 요라 산제기 때마데 하나 공백기 공부 쳐버지 제게 속지 판람로 때는 땅인도 단데 당부그 값으로 땅용하게 간다리 다 라메게 토게 공부 생기때 오늘 단에게 라메게 도야게 또다고 만남 자세게 내 쳐버좀 파반다고 다 샘라 송야게 거라 다 가세고 이나야로 가르세고 이나야 롱테 쳇바도 파고다고 되게 요리 좀때 tel라 때네 내가 거나 닝 총외게 깨진다고 단도 쇼베기 좀 센다고 이마도 뒤 파레서래라 산제기 쳐졌다 되나야 빠못 제거 같은데 그 손다고 따와니는 토요 말이 인데 다 tel라 쳇조 쳇바도 파고 땡스 요리 된대 요리 가르레스나 산제기 토게 연된데 예선 욕베게 다 제보 담바다 yenjo chepardo papi nyomne chot chopege kanza tondola yontin de sama pumba kanju ke sodla igni chegla june ta pena ngarangi chulo nani ta nyewa da bojela ta pena yen heba yena ta sozige tawalama yama rekbe dojin da bojela cha cha na ta kama pa thambo tisum chembani zonde mbe yendola 다 초구이 해게 도주고 또바 가래 여바디 용수저바디 pomba 간주고 서더라 쟁니 니선을 폐는 오늘 단에 다 단다 주든 바 어진도로 텐레도지 받더라 폐대 받는데 여바리 대인도 값으라 오늘게 거로 다 니보 코나 소소 당 라메기 바다를 단 발체 많이 받다고 쟤는 주바티 대대오리 다 대답에 주바티 다 코나 가주 체지 총제라 요데 대나니 그 사자님마 gelog ta pena ta nangba yawa dogba sanyi chamne dege tembe ki yesu jupa nane chan ta tadi Koran Java Zobu Sanji Jomne Degi Yesun Yoba Yonzola Yobare Nane Tang on it Tipa Chimbu Church Pebas Hu Chambo Yobare. Della Tene Ta Lutin Della Sejik Lutik La Son Yuk Dorje Changi Kompang Singing Dabo Pena Yuva Chamboji Tep Gova Daboji Ina Ta Lam Te Chud Chuba Daboji Tete Yore Teta Ganangi information Daboji Korang Soso Diki Sal Nemeva Yena Yang Koran Neji Yobati Monek Hakovata Nishi Yobaki Jumsen Daboji La Tene information pure Daboji Mato Jiki Yang Jik Not the young mason can get the neck in that Tonya Tondola Lavanda was the deck I am. They in the castle of Takora, Chulo, Remila Tepata Mugu, any Chadan, Naga, Chur, Duke, some of the Meva Chene, Kukur Zoni, Rangi, Jevo Tamba Karate, Yobayana, setting Jevo Tambaji, 10 young Gogri Mato, then say Ganga Jungri Lap, Ganang, and Jackson Davodegri.
La.
Seda tembe ki
Oh,
tamba
so.
che tengo re ma to tang go ri yo se kanga ten chonan devo ti ungol se ko lang tu kala ka wo re ten do te chana penan devo thatu tena bo thobya yo ba te ja che ja tama nge ba da bo yo re ta tun do ganan ki ganan so tu yu rembo lan di sombe ge me chata ta din dala ma bo lep do ta te tam do ma se ba che ge ndi kin de gon ka ju ge Chuso, Taring in the Kit, Tankin Bochilla Chayana, Tag on it Tanegi, Gachin Roboche, so they Jabiki, Chusori, Roboch and Davochi in Naya, Ta Koto, Nadam Mambo ring in the Pension Devayo, the Vandavochi Mato, Tari Pena, Manani, so Keto Davochilla, the Vandavo Mari. They in the castle at the neck, a tone, take a Roland Devai, Yobasamana Yinaya, take. Ngopuke Nelo, that chug Nelonda was sorry gentle Dokor Meva, she Kora information pure and was jig down. There are more check shalop the la young hand I was in I on it anege. Come, Sepaki Garangi, in Gawachambo, Gawachambo Kari Yoba, Senata on it ane. Gachin Rumboji, Koto Naramte on it ane. Shepherd Papege, Nelo Soying on the Jubeki, Jew Tamba. Comate in a massive bag of Tabo, and there double in a only Kose Chigla, and the Koran Sanatan is Zim Manyonki, Koran thing in the Jig got a Koran Sangana, that 24 hours you thinking. The deg Jew Taba Chebody, the deg Lama Chanan Sok, top you Yobatan, take your own, choose send you Yobatan. Then the Tat Tetan on a Taneke. Armache Batun and Devanang Yobatun, Massive Shepatum Papa. Tang Ananso, Tondor Turors in the Lavuyori. Ye would Tamba Dozola, or Gavik God and Tonga Yanaya wrong. Megab God and Tonga Yanaya wrong. To Chanjuk Semgi, you Tam Sambek Kanza Tela, Zangi Kare Zeba Yanayam. Zambola Zambule, Nimbala Zambuk Link and Duhe Mato Chege, Tondala, Zambola Zane, Nimbala, anything it's Yomari. They made the capsula, they Kora Zangdet Sejik Sanjes in the Segiori, Zambuk and Devachi Chuan in the Seji, Luchi, Sanjek, top Segiori, Nyandan Koa touching Segiori, Maga, Gendola, Nimbik Devachi, Vijapa in a young. Korang Tokyo Tela Chanjuk Sem Danye Kana Yanaya, Yana Chadan Taviki, Pendelana Mepatu, Tuki, Yoba, then Tato Kora Koa, Tachinto, Nyambachin Kitchen and Logo Yorda, in the castle of Pe, Masipagi, then Sonam Chembota, Yaboshita Chondo, that's on the Pe, Masipe, in the Gawatan, Daki Delik said it to be the Paching and also totally non descendants.
Having said that Buddhism is not, by conventional definition, at least a religion, I don't mean to disrespect religions. any and all of the hundreds of religious traditions that exist in this world nowadays that help beings in any way, to any degree, whether they provide temporary help of some kind or an ultimate solution to suffering, I rejoice in. I can't rejoice in any religion that teaches the harm of beings, but any religion that teaches how to help beings, I do rejoice. And I have faith and respect for it. Actually, it's very important, I think, to respect and rejoice in the good deeds and virtues of others. I say this because in his aspiration to rebirth in Sukhavati, Karmachandra Rinpoche wrote, anyone who, hearing of another's good deed, sincerely rejoices in it without jealousy, acquires the same merit as the person who performed that good deed in which they rejoice. I therefore rejoice in all the good deeds of all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and other beings. So for that reason, I definitely actively rejoice in the activities, beneficial activities of all other religions. But at the same time, I do recognize a difference, a distinction. A distinction in what the Buddha did, what the Buddha was and is, and what the Buddha gave us or taught us. Now, I almost hesitate to speak of this because, after all, we live in an age of tremendous self-promotion. All over the world, leaders seeking election promote themselves in the most astonishing ways. Religious leaders, gurus, lamas, and whatnot seem to be emulating those political leaders in their styles of ever the more egregious acts of self-promotion, using every possible form of social media. And nowadays, we're all taught, put your best foot forward, which means promote yourself. This is a time and place of self-promotion. But I'm not trying to promote myself here. I'm not talking about myself or anything good about me. I'm talking about the practical issue of the fact that what the Buddha left us with seems to be, based upon our centuries of practice of it, testing of it, to be an incredibly effective set of methods that we can use to actually achieve what the Buddha achieved in one lifetime in this very body. In one sense, I say this out of devotion to my own guru, the 16th Karmapa, who indeed had a vast vision and intention for the presence of Dharma in Western countries, especially in the United States of America. And after all, the main duty of any devoted disciple is to attempt to facilitate the fulfillment of their guru's vision. But I'm not really doing this in the sense of saying I or my tradition or my particular lineage has the goods, you should join us, you can sign over here. I want to talk about what all followers of the Buddha, all genuine followers of the Buddha, receive as their, if you will, inheritance. What the Buddha taught was more than simply the making of statements and the prescription of methods for spiritual development. Something was actually transmitted by him to his greatest disciples, like something like the contents of one vase being poured into another. And this has passed down through the centuries without any impairment or reduction, really, in the quality of the transmission. For example, to use my own lineage or my own origin, and I simply use it as an example because for obvious reasons it's what I know best. My root guru, as I said, was the 16th Jawang Karmapa. And he embodied all of the wisdom that was in the heart or mind of the first Jawang Karmapa and the second and so on. And that has all been transmitted down to the present 17th Jawang Karmapa. What this means, and I'm using this lineage as an example, not saying this is a unique property to it, is that there's no distance between us and the Buddha. What the Buddha discovered, what made him the Buddha, has been transmitted down through the generations. This is equally true in all of the other 4 primary and 8 secondary divisions of Lord Gampopa's Kagyu tradition, and equally true in the Sakya, Nyingma, and Gelug traditions, and equally true, really, in all of the Mahayana teachings given by the Buddha, and really is true of Buddhism in general. So, I'm not trying to promote myself, but I feel that it is my duty, having been invited here, seeing so many of you whom I've known for so long, and feeling very much my prolonged multi-lifetime and very close connection with Gachin Rinpoche, I feel it is my duty to inform you that you have access to a uniquely effective system of practical methods that if you choose, you can use to achieve in this very lifetime and this very body that you inhabit at this moment, the state of Vajradhara, the state of great unity, the state of perfect Buddhahood. And this is transmitted, as I said, in all authentic traditions. Now, I have to caution you. I would not say that every bald man wearing a maroon skirt is an authentic guru. Many of us are no better than we should be. But authentic masters, great masters, definitely hold the keys to this realization. So I feel it's my duty to offer you this information, especially because you are all disciples of such a master, Gachin Rinpoche. Because of who and what he is, I feel a special pleasure, a special joy in exchange, discussion, meeting with his disciples. Gachin Rinpoche has, for a very long time, for a long series of lifetimes, held and repeatedly demonstrated an incalculably great wisdom. In his previous life, he demonstrated siddhi and miracles of all kind, and in this life, such miracles as remaining in unmoving samadhi for 24 hours at a time while in the prison camp and so on. Any contact with such a being is a win-win situation. With ordinary people, if you like them and please them, then the contact may be temporarily beneficial. And if you don't like them and don't get along with them, the contact will be negative. But with holy beings like Gachin Rinpoche, that is not the case. Good connection with him where you feel devotion and faith and delight in his presence, is obviously a good and beneficial connection. But even a negative connection, anyone who sees him or hears his speech or even his name, for that person, even if they feel dislike or nothing, it is definite that samsara will come to an end. So really, with beings like that, we can't talk about good and bad connections. We have to talk about good and even better connections. But but for the sake of speech, we'll say a good or bad connection. A good connection with someone like Garchen Rinpoche will bring you to the state of perfect Buddhahood in this lifetime. A bad connection with him will cause samsara to eventually come to an end for you. So there's no way to lose. So all of you having the opportunity to not only form such connections, but to make the best use of them through practicing his teachings, have a merit so great that, and an opportunity so tremendous that I could not begin to describe it or appraise it. So to conclude, I offer you all my rejoicing in what you are doing and what you are enjoying, and my hopes that all of you make the best possible use of this opportunity. And now we have 25 minutes for questions, if you'd like to ask any.
Okay, yeah.
Could I have a question? So many people here have some like background of like practicing in Karma Kagyu, like tradition, for example, myself, like for many years, and right now we are following Garchen Rinpoche. And could Rinpoche like give us some like words of wisdom, advice on kind of like these two traditions? And for example, like myself, I did like Nindra in Karma Kagyu tradition, and how to like have the most like benefit out of these two Kagyu lineages.
Da konso te mongtawa shik te dambo yinju Karma Kagyu yinpala jema tene Garchen Rinpoche jalne tene konrangi shalop to jowares. Dendo pena kola peshapa yana ko dambo Karma Kagyu yimbek doso tene kamzang ngondro chakje ngondro de tsawares. Tata te Garchen Rinpoche ke loma ke drong sore. Ta de kola te kanse kalopchi. No, jeez.
Tanjo, Tanjin, Tandapad, they are the qualities. Race on. Race on the inn, I serve now with Huayana. They begay. Pena, them but had they become the watch in a wrong. May say get that Tandeg to round the watch in a wrong. Nezuke, Payula, take a chapari about that. On the turning so get Yarab Yenayam. Once about the Samadi, Sanjay Shuri. Sanjay, yes, Kora Sanjay church the ma, Kora, that song you church Mato Jege. Lama Sosik, some Yabu Chok Hayamari, on the base on Sanjay Shuri. They in the council Lamek Jubala. Chapariyoda Mato town the song de Tambachuram Mato Teleros Cuba Yomaris. Mama, Pertembatar, Yangon Chos of the Gamda in Yawola don't take on Negitacra, Cholo Kandi, Mondo G. Savaji Yoba Yanayang, take a Cholo Yen Chela Penata, Deva Shuayana, Chu Jupatela Deva Yunag Tandala. Then they caught a hondo bumjipa yan, hondo Jure, take Jure can, Deva Yagatana, Chena, then it done dig the ocean. Chu Koran, monkey Korana Soba San Mevache. Nyamne the Soso La, One Taneke, that Meto Kana Pop with Hackers in Yori. The Sosu gave Tepata, Molam Te, Cholo Karela Po the Yuna, take a Sosu gets him beauty. Then he Koran, that Pena on the Chutugri Mado Jeke, then the gods are chewing, okay, Tata him you want to Chutung in the Yomadi. You say tell it then, that Koran Satab Lama Jayuna, Semdog Lama Chicks in the 6 days. Lama Mambo, Temba in a Tembek, Nani, Lama Chick attend the hour, Tata didn't take an island on it, and Sam with Nello the thought of Gage. On it, and sugar Nello the shit of Gage, the day he kept out the papa Zersonga, Sambege, then on it, and kept out the papa, Yamuchi, Simula, Yuju, Yoti. Ben and Debek and answer, got you get Namtana and the Tawa in a young. Then the Malalia, what Chogodoji, take it, that on the long Tembik castle, Churanga leg lama, the Marbari.
Did it, Ngok Mare, Laga, that Sano Tongi, Rongton Laga, Rongton Laga,
Oh, Zoking Lamano.
Rongton Laga.
That Tambo Kong son, or that young as a lem Hidaki Yapori. Then the Tangalang on it and the Nam gone enough, and Nam Sanje, no gone enough Sanje, on it and make that Koran Tento Chilaton, Chuyo Sony. Take now the girls like coin jet it in Tang on it and Magam Sanje, you're not anti-saddle in the coin either. Then Yamyo San Maton, the hour Tante Yagu Raymond, lay on his Raymond, zone, the other Chanangala Lemon, then the Mapicon like yours on the same table thumb. Then the Yada Mandawa get Tepam with Chaparchi, the ten tattoo, Koran on that and the historical Yobatita was so on was. Stay in the Koran, so sick and never Yoba Lamate Kala, you hako maris. Naran Dawachilla pay Yanataya, showing Aranda Wachilla Slomachi lep. Take a cassette, Natan, and Robjon Zernica, Hero Mazena, Mare Mare Chonatan, no, Nitan Jamdo Hujavare, Natan, Mondo Yayavare, Chonan Dona Mandona, Nititla, then Yamuzo Gugusena, Tate, Atene, Lasamiga, Gugulega, Davure, Mato Chigati, Yanta, Big Children to make a lega neomani. On it, I make so la lecala, you begetini. Koran sat ten chogore, lekana yobiga lama ten chogore. Pena sangage, pena one show you capsula, one check hana jang bisla. That tell a power shows in the pena metal you yard, that's such you yard on the tennis your days. Go to payment on a come down watching in, on a tanning Yaman Yahutanga in a Chorangi Yadam della ten, tennis hang yes at it. Pena ishin sajanda watching in a Yadam purple thing. No Pienda watching in a singular thing. Then the Tanda Kaingo and
What I read a lot.
come up
Jawa Choyang.
Java
Tom Train.
watching in a thumbnail thing. Then they send a thing. Then in Debo the top, you're in Debo top, Kora, flat jig, Dumna, flat jan, Dub Sawari, mother jigging. That are not Gan Debo top Sasota, Jenny, Yan flat jig thing, Yan Debo linking, sing it in the go your money. Then they said to Capsula. So they let Kalchamburi.
Well, in a sense, your question is very much related to what I've been talking about this morning. But to steer my remarks more specifically to what you're asking, where I come from in Tibet, it was considered there was no real difference between traditions. It was thought of that way in the past, and it's still thought of that way now. And because all traditions, not just the subdivisions of the Dokpo Kagyu, as you're speaking of, but all the Buddhist traditions are simply distinct successions of the same fundamental teachings, all taught by the Buddha. It's not the case that any of the lineages, authentic lineages of Buddhism, teach anything that is not based on the Buddha's original teachings. It's all based on that. None of these lamas that we read about in history made up something new. So really the only difference between lineages in general is the names that you'll find in the lineage supplications and the histories of the lineage. Furthermore, it is very traditional to begin with in one tradition and then expand one's practice and study to embrace the teachings of other traditions. And we know this is traditional because there are traditional instructions on how to do this. For example, Jongul Jutai, the Jonggung Control I, wrote about this and said that if you have done the preliminary practices in one tradition and wish to do the principal practice of another tradition, the best way to do this is to do a short form of the preliminaries of the second tradition. So, for example, if you've done 111,000 of each of the 4 or 5 parts of the preliminary practices in your first tradition, and then you wish to practice a second tradition, then you would do 11,000 of each of the 4 or 5 parts in order to form a strong bond with that lineage. But the main function of the preliminaries having been served by the preliminaries you'd already done, because preliminaries are preliminaries are preliminaries, they're all the same. I mean, the visualizations vary slightly, but the function and effectiveness of all of them is equal. Another issue, however, that is very much part of this is that you have to follow your karmic connection. The fact that the very first teacher you meet may not be the teacher with whom you have the strongest karmic connection is traditionally understood. And in fact, there are many historic examples of this, to which I'll return in a minute. We have this saying, the deity on whom your flower landed. And that means the deity with whom you have a particular karmic connection. Deity here means not only a specific deity, but a specific tradition, style of practice, teacher, and so on. So for one given practitioner, since no one can actually practice the individual practices of each and every Buddhist tradition, not even study them, let alone practice them, it's obviously not intended that you should. Each individual needs to practice whatever system works best for them. And in terms of the teacher on whom you rely, it's traditionally said, you may have 100 gurus, and all of them may be excellent bodhisattvas on the bhumis, but still there will only be one of them who is foremost for you, because he or she is the one who successfully points out the nature of your mind. So therefore, you don't need to feel that because you began in one tradition and are principally practicing and studying a slightly different but closely related other tradition, that there's any kind of conflict or any kind of difficulty or issue whatsoever. Especially we find examples of this in our Akaju tradition. If we use the example of Jitsen Milarepa, because he's the best known, the first teacher of, he'd previously studied with teachers of magic, but the first teacher of meditation he went to was a Dzogchen master called Rongten Laga. And when he went to see Rongten Laga immediately recognized Jitsen Milarepa's potential and said to him, my teachings of the Great Perfection are so effective that if you hear them in the morning, you will become a Buddha that morning. If you hear them in the evening, you'll become a Buddha that evening. For someone with your potential, in fact, even meditation is unnecessary. You'll achieve Buddhahood without meditation. Well, hearing this, Milarepa took it the wrong way and thought, well, great, now that takes care of everything. I've heard his teachings. He said, I don't need to meditate. And he went home and just went to sleep. And when he turned up the next day, Rongton Laga said, you didn't really understand what I meant, did you? He said, I don't think you have a karmic connection with me. I want to send you to someone else. His name is Marpa. And as soon as Milarepa heard Marpa's name, he had a feeling unlike anything he'd ever felt, a feeling of joy unlike anything he'd ever felt before. And the rest, as they say, Rinpoche said, is history. So it's not that Rongton Laga was an incompetent teacher, but Milarepa's karmic connection was with Marpa. And so you have to respect the possibility of that. And teachers have the duty to respect that as well. I better use myself as an example here. Rinpoche said, if someone approached me and asked me to teach them Dharma, I would do so. And if they studied with me for a while and began doing the stuff that I teach and were clearly making no progress and hitting, just brick wall after brick wall and going nowhere with this, I would never say to them, no, you took the vow of refuge with me, you must stay with me and must go to no other teacher. You must not leave my organization. You must go to no other Dharma center. Even if it's Kaju, you can't go anywhere else. And you began my ngondro. You can't do any other ngondro, or you can't stop doing my ngondro, or you're breaking samaya and will go to hell. I would not say any of that, because first of all, it's all lies. And second of all, it's incredibly stupid. And third of all, it fosters stupidity in the student. It's doing them a disservice. So if you're working with someone and they're not making progress, you need to give them a referral. This is not, as Rinpoche said, this is pretty much common sense. It works like it does in the world. And so, this is traditional. Even within the teachings of one guru, there is an understanding that the practices of individual disciples should vary to suit their particular makeup and needs. Now, to give you the most famous traditional example of this, first, in general sense, whenever you receive a major empowerment, when you cast your flower into the mandala, you say, may my flower land on the deity with whom I have the strongest karmic connection. In recognition of the fact that by meditating on that deity, you will achieve awakening more quickly than by meditating on any other of the deities, even within the same mandala. So, for example, to give you a specific instance of this, when Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava, gave the great empowerment of the assembly of Sugatas, the 8 dispensations, to the 25 disciples in a cave at Samye Chumpo, each of them was given a golden flower by the king who sponsored the empowerment to cast on the mandala. And then when they cast their flowers on the mandala, Guru Rinpoche said to each, okay, the empowerment was given to everybody the same way, but each of them was assigned a different deity. And he said, for example, to Yeshe Tsojal, if you meditate on the deity Vajrakumara, Vajrakilaya, you will achieve awakening more quickly than through meditating on others. In the same way, he said to Nupjin Sanjay Yeshe, if you meditate upon Yamantaka, you'll achieve awakening more quickly. And he said to Jawa Choyang, who's now the Karmapa, if you meditate on Hayagriva, you'll achieve awakening more quickly, because it was evidence of their karmic propensity. And it's not that they all needed to do all of it. Each one of them did a particular practice that suited their makeup, their karma, and therefore they achieved awakening most expeditiously. So this understanding is embodied very much in the Buddhist tradition from the beginning up to the present day. And that's why, any given person needs to find their own karmic affiliations and do that practice and study with that master or those masters and choose for themselves. And they need to be given the freedom to make that choice, because then they'll achieve the result of everything. When you achieve the awakening through the Drikung Kaju tradition, it's the same awakening that would have been taught in the Karma Kaju tradition. And you don't need to practice everything. It's said, by meditating on any one deity, you will realize 100 deities.
Okay, yeah. Unless it's Dhamma shopping. Then you ended up with a lot of empty plastic bags.
Yeah.
One last.
This will be the last one.
Yeah.
Rinpoche, first I want to thank you so much for blessing us with your wisdom and your beautiful heart and your wonderful sense of humor. Thank you. And also thank you to this remarkable translator. Forgive me, I can't say your name in Tibetan, but
That's okay.
you placed the bar higher than I knew it could be placed. Yeah.
Well, soon we won't need translators anymore. He's one of the last that still needs them. We're phasing us out. We're building, assisted living facilities for translators.
But my question, I think, will come out of the context of the last few words that were spoken, because I have, for many times, as I have today, this is the question looking ahead to the empowerment that's going to be offered this afternoon. There have been times when I have just seen an announcement that an empowerment will be given, and something in me says, you're going to be there. It's just like I had made a decision before I even heard about it, but forgot I made it, and then when I see the announcement, I remember I'm going to be there. But there are other times when nothing speaks to me in that way. And I feel divided, because I have been in the presence of lamas who have, during an empowerment, or in the sort of work up to the empowerment, have said very explicitly and clearly, look, if you take an empowerment here today, when I put this hat on, I am the Buddha. And you are taking a vow to the Buddha to do this practice.
Oh, really? Oh.
Unless I misunderstood.
No, that's possible.
And I have had others.
It went off. That's okay.
Can you hear me now?
I could hear you before.
I'm speaking of as best I can. I've been in the presence of other teachers who have said, even if you don't feel called to take this empowerment, it's worth taking, because you will receive a blessing, you can plant a seed for in future lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to hear what Rinpoche says about that.
The Korang the second said, in my opinion, the second is true. He understood your question. He said, my opinion, the second is true. You can take any empowerment as a blessing.
So I'm not incurring negative karma if I take it, and I don't say this to be funny, if I take it knowing full well that I'm not going to do the practice.
No
Yeah, no
blessing.
problem.
Blessing empowerment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, the lamas who say that themselves receive maybe 5,000 different empowerments. Do they do 5,000 different practices every day? Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to stop here. Oh, okay.
Okay. Nếu khả năng bắt được những cái gì, Hare Sena, Ta Sanga Doje typical Lamla, Lama Sanje, Lama Cho, Lama Padi Dojin Chankun, Chipo Lama in Sene. Then they are in thing though for a number chick information, Mato, Galu carry information, Tawan in the Maris. Then the thing on the Tamchi Chambalan, Gada Peme Zovio and Dawangaran, only go use them in tonsons.
Losa.
Then Tonton calling in the Geddes and Anang shoot and Gavas Ovio.
Losa.
They in the castle, that Kona, Dick Maris and Fiame.
Losa.
Then I around watching and get it at Unamic Maris.
I cannot honestly say to you that there is no contradiction, because, you know, in the Vajrayana tradition, including the Gelugpa tradition, but not by no means unique to that tradition, we say that the Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, the Guru is glorious Vajradhara. It is the Guru who does everything. So in that way, you know, the contradiction with the New Kadampa tradition is that they openly and expressly denounce His Holiness the Dalai Lama and oppose him. And I would never say to anybody, it's not okay for you to go there, it's not okay for you to go there. I'm not saying that, I would never say that. But all I can tell you is I don't have anything to do with them because of my connection to and devotion for His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
That's all.
Yellow Book, page 11. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind root and lineage lamas, divine assembly of yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yogins, Yoginis, and Dakinis, dwelling in the 10 directions, please hear my prayer. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may
Thank you. Thank you.